Hey, hello everybody. My name is Alexi, and this is my chapter 3 takeaway. And honestly, this chapter has helped me more than the previous two have in sort of handling my anxiety and just preparation for the speeches themselves. Because, most people enter these speeches either unprepared or they're just always anxious or nervous that their speech is not going to go as planned. So I feel like this chapter really dives deep into that sort of aspect of helping yourself prepare for these speeches. Not really how to write stuff, that was more of chapter 1 and 2, but more of how to mentally prepare to make sure that you're not stuttering, make sure you're flowing smoothly, make sure you're not nervous in front of big audiences. Although everybody still will be nervous in front of audiences, but it can be mitigated as said by these chapters. And I'm referencing the book right now because I remember what I read, but I don't know the exact things that. Sorry, I'm congested as well, but in these books. So a lot of the things that I had during my first two speeches for this course were it was not preparation anxiety. It was not at all because I practiced the first one especially a lot, and I felt like I did a really good job on the speech. But as soon as I entered into the room, trying to present my both my speeches, I just sort of forgot the words of my speeches, and it got really rough for me to try to recover that. And the one way I did or dealt with it is one of the ways this book tells me to deal with it, and it's to sort of just clear your mind and pretend that nobody's here. And it really helped because when you have maybe at least five people watching you, I had five during my speeches. When you have five people watching, it's really stressful, and it's really rough to present a speech that, of course, you're not really used to presenting in front of them or presenting at all. So whenever I walked up there, I was really nervous presenting it in front of them, especially. So I just imagined they weren't there. I stared at the wall in the back while still making some occasional eye contact with them on points where I felt comfortable within the speech. So I feel like that was a good point that the chapter touched on. And one other thing is modifying thoughts and attitudes. So when you're anxious or nervous, you're always going to be thinking like, I'm not good enough, or they're going to think I'm messing up, blah. And I feel like that's not true because whenever I watch other people's speeches or their presentations, I'm always trying to learn as much as possible, and I'm not really focused on the performance of the person themselves. So one of the main things that the chapter covers is modifying your thoughts and attitudes. So you have to make sure that you're visualizing yourself succeeding in the speech, because if you sort of think you're going to do bad, think you're going to fail, you're just manifesting saying that you're just going to do bad, and you're more likely to stutter or mess up or whatever your biggest fear is. When you're also on speech, your heart rate goes up, and one of the ways I do it is I try and talk slower so I'm able to gather my thoughts better and more clear, and I also do a few deep breaths before actually doing the speech. So I really like that this chapter covered these topics because I've been using them. I've found that they work for me, and I'm very glad that this book this chapter, sorry, I keep on saying book, but this chapter goes into a lot of detail on how I'm able to improve, not only me, but others reading this book, how they're able to improve on their speeches, not only just preparing more, but also, just calming themselves, preparing more, and just being more comfortable speaking in front of an audience, which is exactly what this class is for. So I'm very happy with this chapter. All right, thank you.